everyone, welcome back to the Know It All podcast series, your career cheat sheet, wherein we talk about a lot of things related to the Canadian job market. If you watched the previous two episodes, you would have known we have done podcasts with CIBC people, we have done with marketing specialists as well. And very similar to the amazing guest list that we have, today we have Palak here with us. So I'll pass on the baton to you. Maybe we'll introduce in a quick minute or so, and then we'll get into the questions.
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Palak Bhambri. I've been in Canada for the last 3 years. I'm right now in my fourth year doing Bachelor of Commerce, majors in accounting at Humber College, Lakeshore campus. I'm also working as a staff accountant in an accounting firm. And yeah, that's about it.
Awesome. Maybe Palak, in addition to what you're currently doing, maybe give everyone a bit of a background as to what you did before coming to Canada.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. So I'm basically from Rajasthan, a small town from Rajasthan. I did my high school there. I took commerce with maths subjects, and yeah, that's about it. And I just came here for my degree.
Okay, so I would assume that was a 10 plus 2 and then your bachelor's
Yes,
over here that
yes.
you're doing.
Plus two, and then here bachelor's.
Got it, got it. Okay, so the very first question that I ask everyone on call is what sparked or piqued your interest into pursuing what you're doing in Canada right now? And then what's your goal with that?
Okay, so I took commerce with maths because I was always into numbers. I love
Yes.
maths, but I didn't want to go into science part of
Mhm.
like I didn't want to go into IT or maybe like
Okay.
science.
Mhm.
So because my brother is a surgeon, so
I see.
I don't want any competition.
Got it.
Yeah. So that's about it. I was always good with numbers, and
Mhm.
I like since the day one I wanted to become a CA in
Okay.
India.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, but things changed. I came here, I did my bachelor's, and now I am doing Canadian CA. It is called
Okay.
CPA,
Got it.
Certified Professional Accountant. And
Mhm.
I'm already completing my 14 prerequisite courses in my bachelor's degree. I
Mhm.
will be starting my second level of CPA after my graduation.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So I've definitely like I come from a tech background, right? But I've definitely had a few people who are from the commerce field, as you said, back in India, right? So maybe shed some light on how difficult it is, the CPA exam or course, whatever you said is. Because I've heard a lot about it back in India that it's one of the most difficult certifications to clear, right? So maybe if you could draw a comparison between how it is back home and how it is here.
So I'm not the best person for that because I didn't even start my CA in India. Just after my
Got it.
12th class, I came
Mhm.
here. I took
Okay.
a break of like 1 year and then I came here directly. I have done my bachelor's here. So like I know the studies here, how the educational system works.
Mhm.
It is more of application based as compared to the theoretical part.
I see.
We are given cases wherein we play a role of an investor or maybe
Yes.
investment analyst,
Mhm.
risk management analyst.
Got it.
So we play different roles, and then we are given different cases to study on. It is more of practical and application based. Whatever we study, we apply it in our questions. It is
Mhm.
not, I've never written a one page
I
theoretical
see.
question, right? It is always this is what's happening. What would you do in this situation? This
Got
is
it.
how things work here. And I think is, I would say for me, it is quite better.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know in India, it is more of theoretical
Makes
based.
sense. Mhm.
Yeah, but yeah, I can't compare it because I've never
Sure.
even started doing
Mhm.
CA in India. I've just come here after my 12th and I'm doing it like I'm doing the CPA here. So I can
Okay.
tell you more about CPA. but I
Mhm.
can't compare it with CA in India
Mhm.
because like I've never done it.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. And it's definitely like even for the tech courses that I've heard of or I've done myself, the application or the practical application
Yes,
perspective that you just shared, right? So I guess that creates more of an immersive
yeah,
environment wherein you kind of are doing like a mock job, right? Like you
yes,
don't really
exactly.
get
Yeah,
paid for it, but
yeah.
you might earn a lot of experience working
Hmm.
in that environment, and then you know what to do once you're out in the job
Right,
market.
right. Yeah.
Makes sense.
So all of your assignments are like
Mhm.
small job.
Right, right.
Yeah, you're not getting paid for it, but it is kind of a part-time or a full-time job that you're doing. It is
Got it.
good. I like it. Like
Got it.
the educational system here after like in college, it's good. It's very
Okay.
good.
That's good to hear. At least, even in the non-tech field, there are a lot of roles or streams that students can take, which would
Yeah.
get them a good job out there, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
Right.
Since we talked about part-time and full-time jobs, maybe let's take a step back to that point as to, I definitely know you're an international student, right? So maybe if you would like to share as to when you came to Canada, and then if you like, I know you're doing a part-time job, so maybe a bit about that along with your studies.
Okay. Okay. So I came here in 2021,
Oh, wow,
August.
okay.
Yes. And it's been more than 3 years now.
Yes.
Yeah. Again, I'm doing my bachelor's here.
Mhm.
It's a 4 year. So in India, the bachelor's is 3 years, but
Okay.
here it is a 4 year degree program. And yeah, after my first year, I got this job that I'm currently doing through a reference from my senior. And
Nice.
um, yeah, like, what do you want me to say about that? I'm
No,
not
that's fine.
so
So
we already know
maybe
that.
like a lot of international students don't find a field specific part-time job, right? Which
Yeah.
I don't think is the case for you. So maybe we'll talk a bit about how you found that job and
Yes.
then what you're doing in there.
Yes. Okay. So I'm a staff accountant there. I before getting this job, I used to make a lot of connections. Even right now, I make a lot of connections. But
Mhm.
every single time I used to meet anyone, my seniors, my professors, or anyone, I would
Mhm.
just used to say them, you know what, I'm looking for any kind of job part
Mhm.
time, like obviously part time, but it can be volunteer work. I
Right.
don't mind not getting paid, but I just want experience
Sure.
in QuickBooks or maybe like Sage or whatever we were doing that time, right?
Mhm.
So one fine day, I met my senior and he was
Mhm.
actually looking for a replacement because he was trying to find another job and he wanted a replacement, and that's
Mhm.
how I figured out these things,
Wow.
and I got an interview. He told me, so it's mostly based on the interview, right? You can,
Right.
through reference, you can get the interview, not the job.
Exactly.
But in that
Obviously.
interview, you have to convince the other person that, you know what, you are here to learn.
Yeah.
And the only thing that I did was to convince him I am here to learn and I
Mhm.
don't mind doing any kind of work, as in admin work. Even
Yeah.
I've done admin work too, right? I've done like in
Mhm.
my earlier months, I used to do admin work and then
Okay.
bookkeeping, and then now we do a little more complex work. But
Right.
yeah, you should never feel I would say you should never feel embarrassed of
Yeah.
asking for help and
Mhm.
asking for favors. Yeah,
Yes.
because like right now, you can't give anything in return. I understand that, but you can at
Mhm.
least give them the shorty. You know what? If you give me this job, I will do my best to make it worth it.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
what I
Definitely.
tried to convince him. Yeah.
Okay. Right, yeah, definitely. And I love the point wherein you said that referrals can get you closest to the job, which is the
Yes.
interview, right? But to get through that interview and to get that job is completely in your own hands. It
True.
depends on your own skills, obviously.
Yes.
But then the point wherein the interviewer or the hiring manager should believe you as to if you are there to learn, obviously, and then you are there to stay as well, right? Because
Yeah,
they don't want someone whom they invest time and money in, and then you take
yeah,
that 6 to 8 months of experience and you get out to get a
yeah,
full-time job, right?
right.
So definitely worth mentioning that you're there to stay, you're there to learn, and
Yeah,
again, an amazing point that you said is be open to do whatever is required, as in
yes,
whatever you get, whatever
yeah,
work you're assigned, right?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
a lot of students, especially in tech, they're a bit focused on certain niches that they want to work in,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then they only apply to those jobs, right? Uh,
right.
since let's say maybe last 3, 4, 5 months, I've seen a shift in that trend as to, I'll do any job, but just get me a job right now.
Yeah,
Which again should have been something to start with. They should have
yeah,
started with, right?
right, right, right.
But awesome. So now that we talked about making connections, right? Maybe talk a bit about how you started with that, right? I know you create content as well. So how, if that has helped in your whole journey anywhere, and how you started with that.
Yeah, so content creation is a different thing. I
Mhm.
would say because like content creation has made me meet people whom I would not have met
Right.
normally, like
Right.
you, right? Because I was making content, I was able to connect with Ritika and then Mohit, and then that's
Mhm.
how I came to that event, and then we met,
Yes.
right? That's how these things work, right? And
Right.
then also one more thing, I would like to say that you know what, be open for conversations. Like whenever you're trying to whenever you meet someone or maybe go to an event, you should be open to conversations. I saw a lot of people who were pretty shy, and you know what, at that only event where we
Hmm.
met, there was
Yes.
one guy who was a US CPA, who was a
Wow.
Canadian CPA, who was an Indian CA, and who was a lawyer. And he was just sitting right next to me, and I couldn't imagine he was those like he
Right.
had those 4 degrees. But the thing is, he wasn't portraying himself in a way that
Hmm.
people would imagine him as a professional,
Right.
right? So this thing is also important. You know what my boss always tells me, dress
Hmm.
up for success,
Yes.
right? So
Definitely.
you need to be presentable every single time you go to any event, or maybe, and you need to have that confidence to talk to people. I
Hmm.
know it is easier said than done, but you need to gain that confidence to talk to people. That's how you will be able to meet different personalities, right? I
Yes.
recently went to one conference.
Mhm.
So my boss, he is actually he's the, I guess, the founding member of ICAI Toronto chapter.
I see. Mhm.
And because he's the founding member of that committee, we get invitations for different
Right.
conferences,
Fun.
right? So
Yes.
whenever we go there, you know what? I literally met the vice president and the president of ICI, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India.
Wow.
Yeah, and hearing them speak about CAs and
Hmm.
everything and CPAs, right? It's a big thing. So I
Yes.
would just say talk to a lot of people, make connections, make genuine connections.
Hmm.
Like be genuinely interested in the conversation.
Yeah.
That's what helps you,
Hmm.
right? And yeah, be open to conversations, and then you'll be able to do it.
Yes. Definitely. Awesome. That really, like, as you said, it's definitely easier said than done, right? But you need to start somewhere, right?
Yes, right.
And with all the difficulties that we are seeing today in the job market, be it less number of jobs being put out there, or so much congestion, right? So much competition, which for just one role, right?
Yeah,
If you see one role being put out there, there are 100 applicants in under 1 hour, in under
yeah,
30 minutes, right?
right, right.
So you definitely need to do something different than those 100,000 people that are applying for the same role, right? You need to make sure you stand out. As you said, you need to dress for success. You need to
Yes.
make sure every time you go out there or every time you meet anyone, you are your best self, right? And that, of course, comes with practice. The first or
Yeah.
second, the third time, you'll fumble, you'll not be your best self, and that's fine, right? But you definitely need to put yourself out there. You need to talk to people, connect with more people. That's where I always circle back on networking and content creation as well. I heard you said content creation is a bit different, right? So maybe if you could elaborate on that, and again, how you started with that.
So I'm an artist. I make portraits. I
I've
make
seen that.
Yeah, I make realistic portraits. So that's how I started back in India. I wanted to do something about the art side of content creation. So I started taking commissioned work. That's how I started my content creation journey. And I started making videos related to that. And when I
Mhm.
came here, like when I got this job, and then I was just making vlogs related to my life. I actually wanted to start making content regarding taxes, Canadian taxes, because like that was my main niche.
Yes.
But like that was just for fun. The other
Yes.
thing was just for fun. I was trying to, make vlogs and stuff. But yeah, that has I would say that content creation has helped me gain confidence,
Yes.
and second thing, that has helped me understand that nobody cares.
Exactly.
Whatever you do, nobody
Yes.
cares. And that
Yes.
actually boosts your confidence. Right? So that has turned out in a positive manner for me.
Mhm.
Now I know no now because that I know nobody cares, I can do anything.
Yes.
Right? I'm not shy. I know a lot of people want to do a lot of things, but they are always scared of what people will think. I'm
Right.
not scared of that.
And that's, I
That
guess, the best
yes,
quality, right?
exactly, right.
Mhm.
So, so recently I read it somewhere. All of us are scared,
Mhm.
but we idiots we do it anyway, right?
Yes.
Right. And that is very true, right?
Mhm.
Everyone wants to do. I have met a lot of people who just tell me, Palak, you know what, we want to do something similar to what you're doing. I know I'm not doing it in that
Sure.
yeah, because like they always say we want to do something similar to that, but we don't have that confidence. And I'm like,
Mhm.
who's stopping you? I know you don't care about my journey. I don't care
Exactly.
about your journey too.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
I would love to see you succeed, but
Yes.
even if you fail, nobody cares,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Nobody cares. So that is something content creation has given me confidence, and then this mentality, and
Mhm.
also that um, eventually you will you'll be good, as in
Yes.
you will end up making good content. Like if you see my first video, that
Mhm.
was a blast.
I,
That was
I can
horrible.
relate.
Yeah, and then
Yes.
right now if I make some videos, it will be better. Yeah, I
Exactly.
know,
Right.
and future they will be more better, right? So
Each.
it is an ongoing process. You
Mhm.
can't just be perfect any day. There will
Yes.
always be someone more perfect than you. So
Yes.
just don't compare. Do your work. That's it.
Yes.
Karma.
Very, very well said, right? And I completely relate to that feeling. I remember the very first video-based content I put out was a video resume in my fourth semester studying at Humber, right?
Okay.
So we had a course called Employer Engagement, wherein, again, one of my mentors, I'm still in touch with her. We talk almost every week. She was basically taking that course and helping us. Again, be more create a bigger network, be more publicly present out there, right?
Yeah.
Basically building a personal brand and
Yeah.
everything. So all of this technically started with her, and she pushed everyone to create a video resume that was like under 1 minute, explaining what your skill set are, what
Yeah.
job you're looking for, maybe your past experience. So basically your elevator pitch under 1 minute, but video based, right? So
Okay.
people should see your face. They should
Yes.
know who Sachin is, who Palak is, and that is you're selling yourself, right? On resume, it's a paper wherein people don't really know you unless they talk to you, right?
Yes. Right.
So that's still there on my feed. And that was one of the very first video-based resume I did. And obviously, I did it. Well, I wouldn't call it a horrible attempt, but I like seeing it now, like 3 years later, I definitely feel as if I could have done it so much better. I could have done this, I could have done that, right? But even that got me like 4 or 5 thousand impressions back then, right? Which was a
Yeah.
like big game changer for me. I was like, shit,
Yeah.
I can do this. Then imagine if I continue doing this and how much better I could be, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then since we met at one of the Ritika's events, right? So that's where even when we talked, I was like, I'm not really sure if I should be doing this. Like, I definitely have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of content to put out there, and I anyways do text based, right? Like on LinkedIn, I'm very active. I write blogs, which is all there. But then again, people relate or connect with your content a bit more when they see you, or
Yes.
if it's audio based at least, right?
Yeah.
So as you very well said again, that it will be full. It won't be the best that you put out there, but then every day you do better, you improve,
Yes.
and you learn, right? So that's the ongoing process.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. It is. Right.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, so maybe going back to your job that you're doing right now, right? So
Yeah.
is that something you plan on pursuing in the future as a full-time position as well? And if not, then what's your goal and what you're doing for that?
Okay. So, as I said, it's a small accounting firm, but they
Mhm.
still have big clients. We also work with big four companies sometimes,
Wow.
not on everyday basis, but yes, we've worked with EY, and we also work with MNP, and yeah, some of these big companies. But I've already spent 2 years there, and I think I have 6 more months going on. Yeah,
Right,
but after 2.5 years, I would love to do a full time there, but
right.
the only problem is that they don't have the license to provide me CPA work experience.
Got it.
Like so in if you want to become a CPA in Canada, you have to get a 30 months experience
Okay.
working under a CA who
Hmm.
has
Okay.
yeah working under a CPA who has the license to provide the mentorship. I would
Interesting. Okay.
love to continue working here, but I can't because
Okay.
of that. Yeah, because of that work experience constraint.
Hmm.
But we are trying to get into other companies, big
Okay.
companies.
Hmm.
Let's see how that goes.
Hmm.
But if possible, I would love to work here because like I'm used to the environment and everything, and
Yes, of course.
yeah, I'm comparatively better at the job right now
Right.
as compared to the starting. But
Right.
yeah, I would love to do it, but I want to go somewhere else now and
Okay.
start my work experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
And would that still be in this like wherever you move, right? Would that the amount of work you do or the type of work that you do today will that be the same, or are you looking to transition into something different?
Okay, so right now I am doing junior staff accountant work. So that
Okay.
is like bookkeeping, preparation of financial statements, payroll services, and then related to that, the accounting part, right? I
Mm-hmm.
was always I was also a part of an audit team, but
Interesting.
we also did audit with MNP, but that was organizational audit, not
Okay.
the financial audit. I want to go into financial audit now.
I
That's
see.
my goal because like that is important for the CPA work experience that I want to do. So there are
Mm-hmm.
some hours that we have to do in audit if we want to go into public accounting, and then there are like the remaining I can do it in normal financial accounting also. So I want to go into audit for now. And I think
Mm-hmm.
if like accounting people would relate. If you go into accounting in your early years, you
Mm-hmm.
actually get to learn a lot about the companies that you're dealing with, right? So
Got it.
audit is basically, it is kind of not exactly, but kind of inspecting
Hmm.
how the company is preparing its financial statements and how the company is performing. Basically, it
Okay.
is that part. So we have to go through all the details of the company's backgrounds and everything. So this is kind of a, I feel this is not exactly true, but
Mhm.
you have to do a lot of research about the company and then
Sure.
how the company works and everything. So you get to know a lot about the company, right?
Makes sense.
Yeah, I want to go into that first, and then maybe in coming years, I would switch to normal accounting job. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Okay, makes sense, definitely. And maybe since we are talking about your current job, right? So, if you could walk us through a day in life of someone that does your job, right? So maybe once you get on your call, your job, whatever, what are the what you do throughout your day?
Okay. So right now I'm working there part time.
Hmm.
So I also do my college and then my job, right?
Sure.
So if I talk about my normal day in my life, I go to college first,
Mhm.
and then after college I go to work. Normally, as I already said, we do payrolls, we do monthly accounting. We have clients for quarter every 3 months. Every 3 months, we have quarter endings. And then, so it depends. It's not like a every day is different,
Mhm.
right? So I can't tell you that, you know what, I go there, I attend calls and everything. No, no,
Right.
that's not how it works. Every day is different, every month is different, every quarter is different.
Right.
So
Mhm.
January to April would be completely packed, and then in May, June, July, it will be easy, right?
Right.
And then again, it will get better. And then, yeah, so every day is different. But I can tell you the kind of work that I do.
Mhm.
I do payrolls,
Right.
bi weekly payrolls, monthly payrolls. And then I also prepare tax returns,
Wow.
personal
Okay.
tax returns, corporate tax returns. I do monthly accounting,
Right.
quarterly accounting, and then preparation of the GST, HST returns.
Okay.
I've also been a part of audit team, so I know a
Mhm.
little bit about audit. Right now, we are trying to do consolidated financial statements. So there's a client who has 10 companies, and we're
Wow.
trying to do the consolidated financial statements for them.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm also a part of that part too. And yeah, we do taxes, we do audit, we do accounting. Accounting is the main, but accounting also includes the bookkeeping part and
Right.
then the analysis part, right? Yeah,
Right.
so that, and yeah, that's about it for now. That's the whole thing that an accounting does, and I'm
Right.
doing that right now. Because so I would say the best thing about working in a small accounting firm is that you get to do everything like um, on a small basis,
Got
right?
it. Mhm.
We have small clients, but I do every single thing for them. So
Right.
I know from the starting to the ending, whatever process is there for
Mhm.
taxes or maybe like accounting or everything, I know that.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and here I can actually know whatever, like I can decide in future what I want to go into, because
Yeah.
I know how things work in every aspect of accounting.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's why I feel like this is the best decision that I've taken, to work in
Right.
a small accounting firm and then do my co-op there too. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. I think it's more of a like a rotational program, right? Wherein you get to do everything that there is in that field, and then as you said, like once you like, I think you've been there for almost a couple of years now, right? So
Two. Yeah.
now that you have done so much for so long, you know that this is something I want to focus on.
Yeah.
I want to pursue going ahead,
Yeah.
right? So that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Maybe now that we've talked a lot about your career specific things or your job specific things, maybe I'll take a step back and on a very high level, right? I would like to understand how you started networking, right? Because as you said, wherever you go, you make a lot of connections, right? Obviously, you create content, which again brings more engagement, but then you must have started your maybe LinkedIn journey or your Instagram journey somewhere. And what was that point? Like, what inspired you to do that?
Okay. I didn't start my LinkedIn before this job.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't start my LinkedIn. I didn't have a LinkedIn at that
Wow.
time. But so I was very small. I was just like 19 years old, I guess,
Right.
20 years old, I guess. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
20. Um, what I used to do was, so I live at Lakeshore. There's
Mm-hmm.
a single road that is in Lakeshore, and so like all I used to go on everyday basis, and I used to go to all the tax clinics
Mm-hmm.
and all the CPAs and everything.
Right.
I used to go there and give my resume. You know what? If you have anything, just let
Right.
me know.
Sure.
Right? I used to go to banks and everything. So I've done a lot. And whenever I used to meet anyone, I used to
Mm-hmm.
tell them, you know what, if you have, so actually one thing that I did good
Mm-hmm.
was I knew everyone here has a CPA
Okay.
because you need a CPA for your business, for
Right.
your personal taxes, for
Mm-hmm.
everything. And here it's not like India.
Okay.
Everybody has a CPA, right?
Right.
So whenever I used to meet anyone, so I was working at a gas station before this,
Mm-hmm.
as a customer service representative.
Right.
Before the job, I was working there, and even whenever our the owner of that gas station used to come, I used to tell him, you know what, could you please help me getting the number of your CPA? Because
Interesting. Okay.
yes. And then I used to tell him, you know what, I would love to work even for like weekly 4 or 5 hours. I can give
Mm-hmm.
my volunteer work to him.
Right.
So I knew it. Everyone has a CPA here.
Mm-hmm.
If I meet anyone and I connect to any like if I make connections with anyone and they know their CPA, I can
Right.
connect to their CPA and get a
Right.
job, right? That's what I
Got
used
it.
to think. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
used to do. If I would not have got this job,
Mm.
maybe I would be volunteering
Right.
in a
Some.
CPA firm. So I knew I would get it at the end of the day
Okay.
because I was putting in so much effort. So, and I guess I manifested this job.
Yes, that is very important, right?
Yeah,
It really works when you positively manifest something, and then obviously you need to put in the time and
effort.
effort, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
you cannot just manifest and sit
yes.
sit out there. But
Yeah.
yes, sorry, please go ahead.
And also, you need to believe in yourself that you'll be able
Yes.
to do it. The only thing I've always worked on is believing in myself. I
Wow.
know I will do it. I know I will do it. Even when my parents used to, I know every Indian parent doubt their kids and everything,
Yes.
right? So whenever they used to do that, I would always say them, you know what? I know what I'm doing. I will
Hmm.
do it. That's it.
Yes.
That
Yes.
if you have this attitude that you will figure it out. Even on my job, sometimes
Hmm.
there are so this is my first job, right? I
Right.
didn't have any experience before this. Whenever my boss tells me to do something new,
Hmm.
earlier what I used to say was, you know what, could you explain me this? Or
Right.
yeah, now I've changed my mentality, and now what I say is, you know what, it's okay, you give me the job, I will figure it out.
I get it. Yeah.
Anyhow, I will figure it out. and the
Hmm.
and the best thing that I've learned in this job is that you can figure out anything you want.
Yes.
I can figure out the IT part too if I want,
Yes.
right?
Right.
So nothing is impossible.
Right.
You can, if we have a lot of resources right now, right? So you can figure out anything,
Right.
anything. And
Mhm.
that is, I guess, the best thing that my boss loves about me, that
Right.
he doesn't have to maybe like babysit me and tell me, you know what,
Right.
Palak, okay, go there, do this and do that. No,
Right.
earlier, yes,
But
I
you
was
knew,
new to
right?
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty new, and he knew that I would take almost 6 months
Hmm.
to like understand what's happening.
Right.
But and you know what the most interesting part about
Hmm.
this job is, my boss told me he used to hire Indian CAs. That's it.
Okay. Wow.
He used
Okay.
to hire Indian CAs. That's it. I am the youngest employee there. He used to hire people who were like 25, 26, 27. And I was just
Hmm.
20 years old when I went there.
Right.
So he always tells me, you know what, you are the biggest risk that I took. But I think
Hmm.
now that I see you, you've come a long way. You were worth it.
Nice, nice. And
Yeah.
that's again very again like kudos to him, right? Like for believing in you or for
Yes,
taking that
exactly.
chance, right?
Yeah.
And not a lot of people do that, right? Obviously, it's a big risk for him as well as
Yeah.
to
True.
uh, and again you're dealing with financials, right? Be it small clients, big clients, it's always a risk to have someone completely new or maybe, as you said, with no prior
Yeah.
experience to be put
Yeah.
on this job. But
Yeah.
amazing. And then again, you delivered as well. It's not just him
Yes.
believing,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
it's a to and fro journey. I guess it's a two-way process.
Yeah. And also one more thing.
Mhm.
So I used to have a lot of doubts that, you know what, why did he hire me
Right.
or things like that, right? So one more thing that he told me was, Palak, I what I saw in you was that you will fit in my organization perfectly,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
right? I can teach you the technical skills,
Right.
but you can't teach someone the personality skills,
Very
the
true.
soft skills, right? So he
Very true.
said, I knew that you would be perfect for my organization. You would fit into my organization. And that's
Yes.
what I guess, for especially for the new jobs, like the entry level jobs, people are looking to see whether you would fit in that organization or not, because
Very
they
true.
know you don't have any experience. You will take your time. That is
Yes.
why entry level jobs are there, right? That is why
Right.
they are there. They are ready to give you training, but you need to, again, you need to have that personality. You need to have that charm in yourself to,
Yes.
convince them that I will be able to do it. I
Very
was
true.
just
That's very
20 years old when I was giving that interview, and it lasted for 1.5 hours almost.
wow.
Yeah, and I was just, I don't know what I was saying. But
Going crazy on the reason.
look, yeah, yeah. But you know what? At that time, I did my best. I did my
Yeah.
best. Yeah.
Yes. No, very true. I always reiterate this to all the students I work with, right? A lot of international students have this stigma as to I need to do this, I need to learn this skill, that skill, I need to have these many projects, this much experience before I go into that interview, right?
Yeah, no, no.
And on like at least on the skill part, yes, you definitely need to have certain skills to show for, right, that this is the amount of work that I've put in. But again, anytime, any given point of time wherein I'm asked this question as to if you would like what percentage of your belief goes into technical skills, as in the core skills required for that job versus, as you said, personality, communication skills, soft skills. I always, incline a bit more towards the soft skills part, the
Yeah.
communication part, because even when I got into BMO, I was hired in the new grad program, right? And unfortunately, they stopped it after we were like my cohort was hired because of
Okay.
again the recession and whatnot. But then I think we were 15 or 20 of us who got the offer from almost like 300-400 people who interviewed for that for those
Wow.
pool of position. And then we had a call with the director of technology and operations. Like he like there are multiple managers, like lead managers who work under him, and then senior managers, and then their teams, right? So even he said that the one thing that we look for in this new grad program is the enthusiasm and the
Right.
excitement to
Right.
do the job, to learn, right? You should be willing to learn. You should be willing to take on any tasks that are being assigned to you, as you said, right? Initially, obviously, everyone who do not have any prior experience are a bit shy. They are a bit
Yeah.
doubtful of
Yeah.
themselves, right? But you need to adapt and change your attitude as you go as to how you portray yourself, right? Because
True.
even in the job, you don't want people to take you for granted, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to be a pushover because
Yeah.
people will leverage that
True.
and dump work on you because they know you won't push back, right?
Yeah.
So yes, amazing point wherein technical skills obviously matter, but then that's not everything an employer
Yeah.
looks for.
True. True.
Awesome, amazing. One more important thing that at least has been part of my journey is mentorship, right? So
Yes.
maybe if you could talk a bit about that, if you had any mentors
Yeah.
or if you are a mentor to someone today, right? Or what's your take on
Mentorship is very important. It is the only skill, like the only thing that has helped me in my career.
that?
So right now, my boss is my mentor.
Right.
Even so, he is like a guardian here for me, and I
Right.
would say that is the best thing here. Like I am surviving because of him,
Right.
right? It's very important to have a mentor in your life, and it can be, I just made a video regarding that. It can be your professor. Make
Yes.
good connections with your professors, your boss, or maybe
Mhm.
someone you know, your seniors.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter the age, right?
Yes.
Age is just a number, right? So mentorship is very important. As I already said, because of my boss,
Mhm.
his name is, by the way, CPA Himanshu Shah.
We'll
Um,
tag him.
yeah, sorry, what?
We're going to tag him in the
Yes,
description
yes,
for
for
everything.
sure, for sure, for sure. So yeah,
Yes.
his name is Himanshu Shah, and because of him, we are able to attend all these conferences,
Right.
wherein we can actually meet big personalities in our field. As I said,
Mhm.
I heard the president of ICAI speaking
Right.
about accounting and then AI
Right.
and everything, right? So it is a big thing. Mentorship is very important. So, except for the work, he
Mhm.
also gives us life advices whenever we meet him.
Right.
He has always been there for every employee, every
Right.
single employee, and that's how he builds a relationship
Right.
with his employees, and that's the best thing about him. I
Exactly.
don't think there are bosses like him. I would say touch wood. I'm
Yes.
really lucky if I talk about that. But yeah, he tries to make connections with everyone. He's a very genuine person. He
Mhm.
is a very genuine person. He has like almost 40 years of experience now.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's still working. Um, but yeah, on even on a personal level, even on a professional level, he
Mhm.
has always helped us in different
Right.
situations, and I'm really glad that I have a mentor like him. He will always be my mentor for life, that is for sure. Yeah.
As I said, live closer or surround yourself with people having similar mindset, right? As
Yeah.
you said, you moved in closer to a place wherein there were a lot of students, maybe closer to your college, right?
Yeah.
Which again makes you feel as if, you are surrounded by people who are in the same boat as you, right? And then you thrive a bit more because you then see your competition as well, that I have to compete with these 100 other peoples out there, right?
Yeah.
So that's very important. And again, you need to start somewhere, be it your job hunt, be it your networking, be it your
Yeah.
content creation, right? So put yourself out there and everything will fall in its place, right? It's like a jigsaw puzzle. You don't have all the pieces yet, but you'll figure it.
You will figure it out. Yes, for sure.
Amazing, amazing. I guess that should be all. Anything else, Palak, that you would like to maybe wrap up this podcast with?
I would say just be yourself. You don't have to copy anyone. Even
Hmm.
in content creation, even in you, yes, you take references for sure.
Yes.
Yes,
Hmm.
do it, but be yourself. I
Yes.
see a lot of people coming here and then trying to change themselves, who they are.
Yes.
Like,
Hmm.
if I give myself as an example, I am a very spiritual person.
Okay.
But when I was with some friends earlier,
Hmm.
I left that because I was trying to become cool, maybe. Yeah,
Right, right.
like trying
Hmm.
to adapt.
Blend in. Yeah.
Yes, then uh, I shouldn't have done that.
Hmm.
I am back to who I am. I
Yes.
am a spiritual person, and I accept it with pride.
Yeah.
Yes, do not change yourself. Yes, adapt to Canadian culture for sure. That is because you are here in Canada. You
Hmm.
need to know how things work,
Yep.
right? You need to, even the accent, your accent changes when you come here.
Yes.
After like 3 4 years, your accent changes, and
Hmm.
that is okay.
Yeah.
That is okay, right? And yeah, make a lot of connections, talk to a lot of people, think about what you want to do,
Hmm.
and then just don't come here for PR.
Yes.
You can actually make your career in Canada.
Yes,
I've
definitely.
seen a lot of people. You can literally make one. You can literally do wonders here, right?
Yes. Yes.
Because I would say you don't have a lot of competition as compared to US and UK,
Hmm.
where
Okay.
people
Yeah.
want to go and they're like,
Hmm.
here it's a bit easier. I know
Okay.
there is recession going on and the
Hmm.
job market is not that great right now, but it's not going to be forever,
Right.
right? As compared to other countries, this is
Hmm.
far better. Um, if we talk about the living conditions and everything, I know
Right.
the political situation is a bit weird right now,
Hmm. Hmm.
but still, um, Canada is a good country.
Yes.
It will thrive. It is
Yes.
going, it is in, it is going to do good maybe. But
Yeah.
I would say personally, yes, I like how things work here. And don't just come here for PR. You can
Hmm.
actually do your career. And you know what, last thing that I would like to say is, I've seen a lot of people who are professionals
Hmm.
coming here and then doing normal jobs. I know
Right.
the job market is not that great right now, but
Yeah.
you know what? Think about why you want to come here.
Right.
Do not just come here for PR. Do not do
Hmm.
that. Like,
Yeah.
I know students here, they come for PR and then like do their diploma and then do
Hmm.
their work ex and then get their PR. But
Right.
till you're getting your PR, you will be 25, 26, or maybe 27, right?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
are you going to do after that?
Hmm.
After PR, it's just a notification that you are a permanent resident here.
Right. Right.
What after
Yes.
that, right? So
Right.
ask yourself these questions. And um, last thing, you need to take your life. If you don't take control of your life, someone else will,
Hmm.
right?
Very true.
So take control of your life as soon as possible. I've
Right.
seen people who are 28 and 29, they don't have controls of their life.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's the worst thing you can do to yourself,
Yeah.
right? Take control of your life and everything will be figured out.
Yeah, awesome. Amazing. That's a very well said answer. And again, just one more thing I would like to add on what you said is you've come here for a reason, right? Like, as you said, if you come here to party, enjoy. That's
Enjoy.
great for you, good for you, right? But I would assume majority of people, especially international students who come here at any age for that matter, right? Be it like yourself at 19, 20 years of age, or be it 25, 27, 30 years
Yeah.
of age, you're here for a reason. You have invested a lot of money behind
Money,
it, right? Be it your own, be
energy.
it your parents, right?
Yeah.
And yes, it is very difficult. It especially, I guess, the initial 3 4 years until you set your foot very strongly in the Canadian job market, or it takes time to adapt.
Yeah.
That will always be there, be it anything else. But yes, as you said, give yourself time, put in the work, right, and adapt to what
Yeah.
the Canadian culture is all about. But then again, don't forget your roots. Hold on to that. Be your authentic self, who you are. Don't. change yourself for someone else, right? Maybe if you really want to make some changes into your
Yeah.
who you are, then that's great. But don't do it for
Other.
other reasons, right?
Yeah.
But yes, that's I guess that's very well said. And again, for everyone else who are watching this, thank you so much for putting in the time. Thank you, Palak, for coming here
Thank you for
on call.
having me, Sachin. Thank you
Yes,
so much
of
for
course.
having me. It's great that you're doing this. It's
Thank
amazing.
you. Thank you so
It's going to help a lot of people. It is
much.
going to
Yes,
help a lot of people. Yeah, you're
right.
doing.
And in fact, I was just talking to my parents this morning, and my dad said that, do you have plans on bringing anyone who is, a bit more experienced in their whole journey? And I was like, I might going ahead, right? But the whole point of this podcast is for international students and newcomers to feel as if, someone is resonating with their
Yeah,
journey, right? With
yeah,
all of us being international students.
yeah.
At least some part of our journeys are very similar, right? Like
Yes.
everyone has to
Right.
go through that.
Right.
Right?
Right. Right.
Be it from like if you're from a non-tech field, I'm from a tech field, everyone has to go or do those certain steps, right, when they
Yeah.
come here. And I've literally noticed a difference in how people or students, react to the content if it comes from someone who has be 10, 20 years of experience rather from an early career person, right? So that's the whole point of this, and I hope students learn a lot. We'll
Mm.
obviously put
Yeah.
your socials, any other plugins that you want to add specific to your field. Would love to put that out. But yes, I guess that's all. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining in.
Thank you so much, everyone.